Hey, everybody. My name is Kyle Karam. I'm one of the teachers here at Seymour High School. In fact, I'm the choir teacher. And this is a little introduction about the Snow Sports Club for the 22-23 school year. This club was brand new last year. We had a really great turnout, so we decided we want to do it again for this school year. We had a really good turnout at today's meeting. We had several students who had signed up for the meeting but weren't there, so I wanted to do a recap video for them. But I also wanted to do a recap video for parents so they could get an idea of kind of what's going on. So again, we're skiers and snowboarders of all ability levels. So we have some really advanced students who have been skiing or snowboarding for a long time. And then but the majority of our membership is actually students who've never gone before and they just want to try it. They've never had the opportunity. So to take the opportunity, go during kind of during a weekday and learn to see if this is something they're interested in. It's a really cool opportunity. So we're going to teach and develop their skills in skiing and snowboarding. At this time, at the time of this recording, tubing is not available, but maybe someday. And then the Google Classroom code, if you're a student and want on the Google Classroom, I encourage you to pause this video real quick and type that in and get onto the Google Classroom. Okay, so a quick introduction about me. Like I said, I'm the choir teacher, Mr. Karam. I'm the choir teacher here. I grew up in the state of Michigan, so I had lots of opportunities. I had lots of resorts kind of within a pretty quick drive from my house. I remember going up to like Cabernet Peaks and Shanty Creek and Shish Mountain. Crystal Mountain was like always one of the big resorts, growing up. So grew up in Michigan, started snowboarding in middle school. And when I got down here, I was like, I guess that part of my life is over. And then I found out it's actually, I live directly in between two ski resorts. So I thought that was really cool. So like I said, I'm a snowboarder. And then Mr. Cottrell, who's the band teacher, he's a skier and he grew up in Bloomington. So he grew up pretty close to Paoli Peaks and was able to do that for a long time. So anyway, that's us. So quick, I'll go over these more in depth at a later meeting, but know that safety is our first and foremost priority. We want to make sure every student is safe and every student is comfortable on this trip. So general safety things, their students are to know their skill sets and know their boundaries, know what they can and cannot do out on the hill. Know the terrain. So you need to know what's coming up in front of you as you're going down a ski run. Not a race, carve often. So we're out there for enjoyment and for recreation. We are not there for competition. This is a non-competitive group. So this is not a race. I carve often. Obviously, when you carve, you are slowing yourself down. You're redirecting yourself instead of what's called straight lining, which is making one quick line down the hill without using the edges of your skis or snowboards at all. First timers, I'm requiring to take a lesson. If a student has gone before, they do not need to. But I'm really gonna encourage people to take a lesson from the Perfect North people to really get a foundation for that skiing and snowboarding. Okay, 4 rules. Last year there was 5, but one of them was COVID related, so that one's kind of fallen off. Thank goodness. But now here are the 4 general rules. All waivers and paperwork must be turned in to attend. There's lots of things in the packet, and there's 2 waivers, and there's a rental agreement, and there's all sorts of stuff. Everything must be turned in to even step foot on that bus. Helmets are required for all students. I've seen some really, really nasty spills out on the hill, and usually the ones that are really nasty, it's because they didn't wear a helmet. And so I'll be wearing a helmet, so please, please, please do so. No shame in that. And if you're like, it's going to mess up my hair, they can make cute ones out there, I promise. So anyway, avoid the terrain park. The terrain park is where all the jumps and all the rails and all those kind of features are. So we're going to kind of stay away from those. And then I say this a lot, but start small and start slow. So at the beginning of the day, the first lap, they're called laps. The first laps that we do are going to be small, and they're going to be on like the little bunny slopes or the green hills, the green runs, just to start small, start slow, get used to having control of your snowboard or your skis. Okay. Some of the objectives here of the club: teach you a new lifelong sport and physical activity. This is something that you can do well after high school. Not only just well after high school, well into life. And that's not the case with all sports. Some sports, when you graduate, that's it. And that's unfortunate. But skiing and snowboarding, I see people out there in their 60s and 70s skiing and snowboarding. I've even heard of people in their 80s still skiing, which is wild, but it's really cool. So lifelong skill set, lifelong activity. It'll teach you sportsmanship and it will teach you etiquette. So etiquette is a big thing with me when we're on the slopes. How do you interact with people you might not know? And like just like earlier when I was saying it's a physical activity, it's also a social activity. Lots of people go out and they enjoy time on the slopes with their family and their friends. Something you can pass on and continue on with. Here are some. I'm not going to read these off verbatim, but go ahead if you are interested in learning about the applicable state standards for Indiana that I uncovered. Go ahead and pause the video now. Some good things there. This is my principals like to see these sort of things, and I found a lot of state standards that were applicable to this club. So, okay, big announcement. Last year I kind of kept this thing secret, but I've soft announced it. Here is the hard announce, the launch. We are doing a field trip to Perfect North Slopes on February 10th, 2023, which is really exciting. It's actually the same date as last year, but it was a Thursday last year and it's a Friday this year. So it's a white day for those students who are interested. So right there is a trail map of Perfect North Slopes. A lot of great things there. It's a great little hill. It's a great little slope, great little resort that I've been to many, many times. I've been to Paoli, I think, once or twice. But I really like Perfect North. They've got a great setup there. They give great lessons. They have great equipment. So I highly recommend. So Perfect North field trip, February 10, 2023. The packet has way more information. Here's the overview. Snow Sports, going on a field trip. It's Perfect North is in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, so over by Cincinnati. We're Friday, February 10th, 2023. Call time is going to be 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Okay. And then we return to the high school at 7 p.m. So it's a little bit of a longer day, but of course it's about a 2-hour drive on either end. So we're spending 4 hours in the bus, which the kids won't recognize, or it won't bother them because they'll be with their friends talking and stuff. But it is a little bit of an earlier morning, and but we should get back in time for like dinner and stuff. Introduce students to and develop their skills in skiing and snowboarding. The cost, it will start at $55. That is the lift ticket only. So if a student has their own equipment and they've gone before, they don't need lessons, they don't need rentals, it's $55. However, if you want lessons, that costs more. Rentals, which most people will rent, that's kind of an extra fee. Of course, food. However, we can provide food from Seymour Community Schools, just like a packed lunch. I just need to know in advance how many packed lunches we need to bring. So a rule that they make me tell you often is money collected by Seymour Schools or Seymour High School cannot be refunded. Once I have it, I cannot give it back. Okay. Lots of things in the packet, like I was saying earlier. To the parents, there's a letter to the parents giving all the event details. There's an itinerary. There's field trip needs. That's a big one. I need to know, yes, you need a lift ticket, but there are three more categories. Lessons, which you pay at Perfect North. You do not pay me for. Rentals, and then food. I need to know what your plans are for that day. And there's one sheet. You fill that out. You give me the whole thing, and I'll take care of it. Okay. SHS field trip permission slip, as like any other field trip, fill that out. Seymour Schools waiver, injury waiver. Please read that down and sign it. Perfect North has a waiver as well. Read that down and sign it. And then lessons descriptions, first timers guide, really important that you read that. In fact, if you're not a first timer, I still suggest you read that because it's got some good stuff. And then a Perfect North rental agreement. If you're planning on renting, that also needs a parent signature before. Like I would hate to get there and go, your parent never signed your rental agreement. You can't take a rental. So you're just gonna have to sit here in the lodge. That would be no fun. So read all that down. Take some time, read the packet. Don't try to sit down on one night and do it. But over time, read that packet, and we'll start collecting those pretty soon. Okay, here's some quick pictures of our group from last year. We had a lot of fun. These are some mostly freshmen here that went just hanging out in the lodge, getting ready. They did some laps, and they were about ready to go do some more. And then here is a group of us at the very end of the day, just kind of ready to backload the bus, and we were missing some students, so we decided to all kind of get a group picture. So that's what I've got, y'all. I appreciate your interest in this club. This is cool. I never thought I would start this here. I started this in my 7th year here, but it was just fun to put on, and it's a whole crop of students that I've never met and I don't get to work with a lot. And so just to be able to do that, it's been a great experience. So that's what I've got. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at karamk at scsc.k12.in.us. Read that packet down. That should have everything you need to know. But if there's something that it's not addressed in that packet, feel free to reach out. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.